Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is being pulled on Tuesday, May 26th, 2026. So portal's open today. Today we're pulling from the Beauty Horror Tarot cards. I apologize for the late video. It's just I cannot for you know what I mean. I've been trying for a bit trying to get TikTok going. I've reset my phone. I went into my apps. I reset the settings, reset the phone. It's just not working. So I apologize, but it'll be what it is for today. Whoops, for today. So we're starting off with the Ten of Cups. We've been getting this so many times. So happy family, happy children, happy home. Doing the skeleton dance. My kids, like when they were young, and we would do all of, like Fridays would be music for us and stuff like that, and like fun activities and everything. And that's one of they loved to dance around whatever it was that we're doing in music class. But that's like I just saw the skeletons dancing. I was like doing the skeleton dance. But they're saying like money is no longer going to be an issue anymore for a lot of people, and I feel like that's because this scarcity, this post-traumatic stress disorder that's going along with that, and allowing your higher self to come in, like Laura Hay was teaching us how to talk to ourselves, to greet ourselves. Even Shane on TikTok, he does the Airbnbs, they have themes around them. He's a vampire, you know what I mean, like he's just a all around good person, I feel. And that's where I'm like, you know I don't know, it's just this lack is gone. You know what I mean? Where it's like you've probably invested money in something, or even in your home, or like Shane, like that's, I was like, why did I talk about Shane? Anytime Shane passes a mirror, he'll be like, hi Shane. And I was like, oh, that's so cool the way he does that. Like, and it's been coming out a lot. And I feel like this is because you have to be your own best friend, because people will poop on you no matter what. You could be doing all the right things. You could sit there and dim your light. You could do everything that they ask of you, and they still will find a reason to crap on you. So it's like, enough already. Stop dimming your life to, entertain fools. So this was mentioned with another healer, but it's like Two of Cups. So pouring equally, because we have two double snake heads here. Usually they're intertwined and it looks like the St. John ambulance symbol for medical symbol. This is like dating like the 80s and 90s, so it may have changed since then. This is coming from like Ontario. But I feel like with this, I feel like you're finally gonna have someone that pours into your cup. This may be a lover for some of you. This may be just your child, your coworker, your best friend. It's like you're in, kind of taken aback that they're pouring into your cup, and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like, what do I have to do for this? You don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? It's just, that's what you're so used to. That anytime that someone pours into your cup or does something for, and you're so thankful, appreciative, it's never enough. Your appreciation, you may buy them a thank you gift, whatever. It's never enough. They always expect some more from you. Like, remember when I did that? It's like, yeah, but I've already paid you back 3 million times fold. Oh, that don't matter. Remember what I did? But when you mention, oh, well, we don't want to talk about that. I didn't want to talk about that. Why are you bringing that up? I want to talk about how I did that great thing for you. Remember that one time? You'll be paying for it for the rest of your life. We have the Fool, so brand new beginning. And that's why I was like, they're like doing this skeleton dance, and he has the money in his hand, and they're like, maybe this is someone winning the lottery. Like at the casino, like you hit a big jackpot. I don't feel like it's significant money, like in a way where it's like millions of dollars, but I feel like it's up there, like $36,000. Like it's enough to pay off all the debts. So you're not living in that cycle anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's freedom, where you're in that headspace where it's just like, you don't have to have scarcity anymore. But, brand new beginning, and it's just like you will fly. You know what I mean? You will ascend. You don't have to worry about falling, but they're still there if you do fall. But you keep putting your energies into where you want to grow. Keep nurturing your seedlings. Your seedlings are sprouting. So now we got to keep watering it. We got to give them the fertilizer food so Miracle Grow. You know what I mean? So like with myself, we bought plants. Funny enough, it was during checkout, and I didn't realize like greenery and flowers and stuff like that. But you know, it's like you gotta, and like we're getting cooler temperatures over the next couple nights, so bringing them in, protecting them. So that's what I mean. It's like protecting your investments. This doesn't have to be financial endeavors. It's like investing in your children, caring for your children, protecting your children, protecting your home. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't overlook these blessings. It's like you keep on nurturing your blessings. You keep being thankful. I've had my washer and dryer for a minute, and I am thankful every single time that we do a load of laundry, because I remember once upon a time we had to put them in laundry hamper bags, and we would go to the laundromat really, really early in the morning. It was easier to do it that way because you could just throw them in 3 machines. The place we lived at the time did not allow washers and dryers, so they were just sitting in storage. And some ass was like, oh, no, they dry. So this is around June 15th with the crescent moon, because we have the full moon May 31st. And this is where the high priestess comes in, and they're giving you more information. We have the pillar of skulls here, so it's Boaz and Jehovah, usually the yin and yang, bringing in balance, which I still believe that's what it does. But with the scroll, so I feel like maybe more ancient information, maybe Egyptian information, Asaki records. Maybe this is just your spiritual beliefs. Whatever book you read is speaking to your For You page. Maybe you're coming across new healers. So this is where information is coming in. If you want to hear it, you know what I mean? Do with what you will. You know, like you take what resonates and you leave the rest. But there's sometimes it's just like, you already know this song. They're saying that it's time for the people that have hurt you to pay the piper. So, you know what I mean? It's just with no harm to none. Don't wish nothing. Don't be any part of that. Don't cheer. Don't celebrate. None of that. Because that karma could come back 10 times fold on you. So, you know what I mean? Just let it be what it is. What will be. But High Priestess, being patient as this information comes to you. Do not sell yourself short. Do not settle for nothing. Do not sit there and let people guilt you into they're saying terminate your life. I don't feel like terminate, like, unaliving yourself or anything like that, but I feel like terminate, I feel like pulling. So they're just talking about a lot of, they're saying pulling the plug. You know what I mean? So they've pulled the plug on their life, and now they want to punish everybody else around them. You know what I mean? They want you to be that life force for them. They see how hard you work. They see everything you do. Okay, well, now I'm going to be an energy vampire or a leech and suck the life force out of you. And then when I'm all done, I'm going to leave it. So, you know what I mean? If, like Anastasia has taught us, lessons have been learned. So we're not repeating cycles again. So people will try to narcissistically guilt you and make you feel guilty, and you need to stop everything you're doing except making money, because they need that money. Work hard, live off here, break your back for them to have the life they think they deserve. They don't want to work for it. They just want to live off of someone else that will provide that life for them. 8 of Pentacles. So we got this card a lot. So this is going back to the 7 of Pentacles. So this should be breaking laborious work, but for you it's not. Like Judge Judy said, if you could find something that you love, it's a play day every day. Literally doing a personal reading, 2 hours has gone by, and I look up and I'm like, oh my God, it's been 2 hours. It didn't feel like 2 hours at all. It felt like maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I was like, shoot, we've been at this for a bit. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. It's just like putting the energies into where you want to grow. You know what I mean? So you run your business the way you want. Oh God, I forgot. I need to get her name. She's a beautiful young lady. She would do people's hairs. She would make videos. She make funny clips and everything. She's opening her own salon right now. She doesn't, I think it's Janelle, if I'm not mistaken. But like she said, how she treats her customers, that's between her and her customers. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just like, that's how we show our appreciation. That is also how we show our appreciation for our abilities, our skills, whatever that is like, like Dwayne Dog Chapman, about Dog the Bounty Hunter said to Beth, like, I have to look at myself every day in the mirror. So, you know what I mean? Like, if it makes your heart feel good, you're doing the right thing. You don't need to listen to anyone else. They're not contributing to your business. They're not sharing your page. They're not bringing you customers. They just like to chicken heads. That's what I call them. Bunch of chicken heads. They're always clucking. But they have no value. They're not adding anything to it. Just their negativity. So it's like, you need to move on. But 8 of Pentacles, keep investing into your 7 of Pentacles. Your seedlings are sprouting. We're going to grow these into like tall corn, stalks or sunflowers. Celebration group gatherings may be significant for you. So like I said, Mother's Day is the start of the summer of celebrations, which I am grateful for, because you know what I mean? Like there was one person there on TikTok, and she's just like, when the house starts to get quiet and you're an empty nester, it's hard to wrap your head around. You know what I mean? Where you're telling everyone, "Oh, be quiet, turn that down, do the blah, blah, blah," and now it's like, you know what I mean? There's no one to tell them to turn it around anymore. The laughter, yeah, there may be some bickering along the way, but that's family. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's where it's like, you know what I mean? Be appreciative of those moments now, because they may be far and few between as you move forward. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what a blessing to that your children, so your sproutlings that you invested all this time, energy, and everything into, love, care, whatever it is that you do, to, as they go out into the world, now they're, by God's grace, meeting a partner that they can be with, or, you know what I mean? They're growing their life. They're starting to plant their seedlings. So, again, celebrations, and it's like being thankful for those celebrations. I feel like kind of like left out in the cold. We got the Five of Pentacles. So it's like maybe you may hear knockings of like you were not included in it. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I wasn't supposed to be a part of it. That's fine by me. Like, look at the look on her face. My gosh. Queen of Wands, because you already know what's going to be said. Daisies. I know this looks like a sunflower, but I feel daisy energy with this. A giant daisy. Cats may be significant if this is highlighting your intuition, your spiritual abilities, maybe your communication with animals. Take it as you will. If you don't understand, then you aren't a part of that club. So don't worry about it. But you are seen as someone, I feel like Miss America. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like, getting our throne, because usually she's standing. She's not sitting. But, everybody turns to, you're the mother of the group. Everybody turns to you for advice, sound advice. You know what I mean? There's someone they can trust. But keep believing in your, you know what I mean? You don't act around, you're waving your hand in the air like you're Miss America or the Queen, and, no, you're not even full of yourself. So funny enough, we're talking about group gatherings, and it's like, oh, you're not invited here. You know what I mean? Kind of like where you get that Morticia one where she's like, I didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? But it's like the verbal altercations or fighting, or there's some sort of, you know what I mean? It's like, this is actually deceit. This is not fighting. This is deceit is over. So the deceit of this chicken head that's starting the rumors, off with their head. This is not 5. This is 7. I assumed it was 5 because usually you have them with their back turned and they have the swords, and it's like, I was able to maim you with my words and get, you know what I mean? You've won for now, but was it really worth it? But it's like the deceit. And I feel like, you remember they were talking about the money, and it's like, saying coming into a small fortune saves the day is what they're saying. It's like, Mrs. Doubtfire, help is on the way, dear. This is all leading to the sun. The universe has such big plans for you, you have no idea. It's kind of like when the Cher tells Rollo in Vikings. He goes, if you only knew what was coming for you, you would go out to the beach and swim naked or dance naked. He's like, and he became this renowned king, and you know what I mean? Like he, loved his wife, and they started to have a family, but it's like, you are going to be Victor wearing the wreath. You are, everything that you are trying to invoke, everything you're trying to call in is calling you at the same time. So they're saying springtime is here. I definitely feel more of a cooler, but we'll see on the 21st. We'll see what happens there. You will be in such a good way that things are balancing out. Like, even myself, like I said, you don't have to give hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're able to give $5, $10, $1, $2, you know what I mean? Whatever you're able to pay for, because, once upon a time, and some, hopefully you never have, you've, depended on services, or you know what I mean? Someone helped you out in that way. They're saying a bite to eat. So, you know what I mean? Like, there was, I can't remember who it was, but they were going in and they were asking for money, and they're like, hey, well, I'm going in. Do you want a coffee? Do you want a bagel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like a coffee shop. I believe it was Tim Hortons. And they're like, yeah, grab me this, grab me that. And they would come out and give it to them. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't want to give you money to, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, pay into your addiction. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, that was the situation. But it's like, I'm able to put food in your belly if you want. Like, I'm not going to buy you smokes or booze or anything like that, but I'll make sure you're eating. Highlighting the fur babies again. So you may have a significant dog in your life. So they're showing here that you may feel broken, and it's like you know what I mean? It's like, how am I supposed to get from here to here? And it's like, with constant effort, with constant motion, knowing that like every day, like, you know, some days are going to be better than others, but it's like at least every day you wake up, even if like sometimes I'll wake up with a pressure headache. I feel like if life isn't exactly where you want to be at this moment, doesn't mean it's going to be like this forever. And I feel like it's like telling you, you know, unfortunately, sometimes we do have some blips that show up in life. And it's like, as long as we're making constant effort to push forward, and I feel like even your fur friend will be there to push you forward as well. And it's just like, you know, it's right there. It's you, like, you know what I mean? The opportunity, like today is a portal. Like, you know, it's up to you if you participate or not. You know, it's up to you if you step through that portal. It's up to you if you take the opportunity. It's up to you if you push forward. So life is what you make of it. If you choose to settle for this, then that's what all life will ever be. And you'll always wonder if, you know, way back then when I was, you know, it wasn't as bad as is today, if I would have pushed forward, what would life would be. So living in the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or fear, you know, which a lot of people try to manipulate. We were talking about that in the beginning. People try to manipulate you to do their will, and to do, I was just looking for a card to see if I can get a representation of that, but to do what they want, to manipulate you into what you want. I feel like that's what I'm saying. It's like, maybe you do take an opportunity because out of fear, it seems like that is the right choice at the moment, but it's like, no, if you just would have believed in yourself and pushed a little bit more forward, you know, because they'll try to threaten you. They'll try to do things to manipulate you, to force, because, you know, the way that I've learned is like, let them talk, because the more they talk, the more they're going to reveal the truth. We're avoiding a tower moment, or this could be a recovery of a tower moment, and you're elevating. So you're elevating towards the sky. So it could be falling, like, or not falling, but going upward, kind of like a resurrection, you know? It's like, or catch, like you feel like you're falling, but universe is going to catch you. You know, this is a brand new beginning. What happened? What did you do? Did you let them manipulate you? Did you let them sit there and do their narcissistic behavior? I sat there and I said, God, I don't know what's going to happen, but I trust that you will take care of this. This happened 2.5 years ago. So it's like, when they tell you let go and let God, it's because they're trying to threaten you with a storm. But the thing is, we love the lightning. We love the thunder. We love the rain. You know? They're messing with the wrong one. This is a major rebirth in your life. They wanted you to fail. Remember, they were talking about pulling the plug and this and that? Maybe they wanted even worse than that for you. But, you know, you're divinely protected. They wouldn't allow that to happen. You made the choice for a rebirth. As difficult as it was, you reached up for the light. If you watch, is it Passion of the Christ, I believe? Where he stretches out his hand to Mary Magdalene, where she's beaten and tormented on the ground, but they're just as guilty as she is, and they wanted to stone her to death. But it's like, you're all the ones that were entertaining the idea. Were you not all laying in bed with her too? So should we all stone you too? You're just as guilty as she is, you know? But I feel like, you know, they're saying, this is your opportunity. Don't slip back into bad habits. Don't learn from Anastasia. Lessons have been learned. Maybe at the time, you know what I mean? For myself, shock, grieving, widow fog, you know what I mean? And they try to hold my head underwater. But, you know, little did they know I could breathe underwater, you know? So that's what I mean. It's like, you be your own best friend. Nine of Pentacles. This is coming in 3 weeks' time. You're going to see this shift starting to happen. Everyone is saying that this full moon happening on the 31st is going to be that significant change. That's the Sunday. So you can start making moon water. Well, it's 3 days before. So you could actually start making it on Thursday if you wanted to. You can make your moon water starting 3 days before, 3 days after. Make your moon water, recharge yourself, recharge your jewelry, your crystals. You keep believing in yourself. You keep on doing the right things. You keep on charging yourself. You do what makes sense to you, even if it makes no sense to others. Keep believing in yourself. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next one.